Hey everyone, stick with us versus herd. If it's your first time here, let the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications from when we post videos, tap the bell. And if you want to subscribe to our options trading live channel, I go live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before market open. Link is below in the description below. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, link is below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. If you made money today, comment got paid. If you lost money today, comment learned a lesson. If you could do me a favor, hit the like button for the YouTube algo. Today was pretty wild with the price action, mainly looking at VXX. VXX just had a gap down to a ripping up 3% on the day. I did get paid today. I'm going to be going over my plays here, but kind of want to go over what the market is doing right now. But I'm up around $500 on the day. You know, some trades I did well, some trades didn't do so well, and here we are. Small gains add up at the end of the day. But kind of getting into the market right now. The last couple days, VXX, I don't know if you've been watching it, but we've been gapping down and then pushing up higher. Gapping down and then pushing up higher. And today, this afternoon, it just went off. We closed above 33. It closed at 33.39. Meanwhile, you know, while this was moving on up, the market was moving on up or staying the same, and the market just couldn't handle it anymore. It just finally gave way. And yesterday, if you guys remember, I did put on I noticed that the market was pretty much leveling off, but VXX was pushing higher. So I put on a SPX debit spread yesterday. Came out with a $70 winner today. You know, not a huge gainer, but I had a debit spread on SPX where going into yesterday, I bought it for $670, sold for $740 this morning. I was long the 3160, short the 3140, and this led to a nice gap down at open on SPX. I did place another one, as you can see today, because it was doing the same exact pattern. So when you notice patterns like that, you're able to put on similar positions, and that's what I did here. So it cost me, this one was a little bit cheaper. It cost me $390. I am long the 3150 for 9 days out and short the 3140 right now. This is kind of what this looks like on SPX. So I am long the 3150. It just got in the money, and I am short the 3140. So just looking for some small gainers, make $100, maybe $150. Not looking to make $1,000 on this trade. You know, I think the maximum I can make on this trade is about $600. You know, because I paid $390 for it. So $10 wide strikes, most I can make it around $600 or so. So that's what's going on for SPX. You know, looking at SPY right now, you know, we had it try to rip up midday to 317, got rejected hard right in here. And as you can see, it got topped out pretty much the same place it got topped out yesterday. Yesterday got topped out around 317.29, and here today it got topped out around 317.50. So, you know, we're just pennies away from the rejection level. People probably trying to add into here that, oh, it broke through, start to add, but then it got rejected and came down from 317 all the way down to 313, right? And what I've been looking at here on the 1 year for SPY is around the 315, 316 area. You know, back in here, back in early to mid June, we've been getting rejected, and yes, we did ramp up above the 315, 316, but now we closed back below. So does this mean we're going to be in this purgatory between like 300, 315, where we're just pinging back and forth? Very well could be, but right now that's what the price action is looking like. So right now we did close below 315, 316, close at 313, and it looks like it's kind of stabilized. I guess I thought I was selling off a little bit more after hours here, but right now there's really no catalyst to kind of push us up out of there. IWM as well, same exact pattern today. And IWM, and I've been bringing it up quite a bit on every stream, is that 145 wall we've just been hitting. Came up there yesterday, broke through almost to 146, didn't make it happen. Now we closed at 140 today. Big down day for IWM, closed down, you know, almost 2%. So I didn't trade it, but I've been definitely eyeing it. Definitely some opportunities there. And the Qs got a bit detached here. I definitely think we're going to probably pull back down to like the 250 area is where I'm looking for, trying to retest this 10-day. Got super detached. I think it's going to come back to like 250, 251 area. But what's going to bring us out of this potential slump that we're going to go in, or what's going to make it worse? Earnings next week. This week, earnings pretty light. Tomorrow, we're going to have Bed Bath & Beyond. We have Walgreens on Thursday, which is not a huge catalyst for the market. But what is a huge catalyst for the market? We're going to be looking at next week. We're going to be looking at the banks. Tech is going to start reporting. You have Netflix. You're going to have Microsoft, Johnson & Johnson. And the following week, you obviously have Boeing, huge, Tesla, Amazon. So we're going to get some movement in the next few weeks. Unfortunately, next week I'm going to be off. I will still be dropping some videos, but I'm not going to be trading or making this type of content because I'm going to be taking next week off. Unfortunately, next week also coincides with the beginning of earnings season, but I will be back starting the 21st. So just a heads up. I will be probably putting on some earnings trades, but we'll see what happens. Probably just be trading mobile. So that's kind of what I'm looking for right now on kind of going over some of the plays I did today. DocuSign being the big one. Now, DocuSign, I had a nice, I'm not going to call it a big win, but it was a nice win on DocuSign. DocuSign, I was trading the 190 calls, came out, I made $210 on DocuSign. Now, I bought those for $5.95, sold them for $7 within 6 minutes. So 9:06 a.m., bought them for $5.95, sold them for $7 within 6 minutes. But DocuSign ripped up. I was trading the 190 calls. Let me pull these up here with the pricing. I mean, just incredible. So the 190 calls, I sold at $7, so I bought them at 9:06 for $5.95. So I bought them on this candle here. These ripped all the way up to $13. I made $200. Could have made almost $2,000 on this trade. We made $200. I wasn't expecting it. Let me get rid of the docu here, that alert here, so you can see better. I was looking at it like this. Right in here, it ramped up. From at 9:06, I bought here on the breakout here. Once it broke out of 192.50, this is where I bought right in here, and then it ramped up, and I sold it on this candle right in here because I'm like, okay, it ramped up to 196. Maybe it might pull 198. I'm not sure, and sure enough, it did. I didn't expect it to ramp up all the way to 202, so the calls were definitely underpriced at that point in time. However, I then made a mistake. I gave $95 back out of that. So my net, I made $115 on DocuSign, gave $95 back, and I was trading the 200 call, so it was a little bit out of money. I bought it at $11.35, but what happened? What happened to the 200 calls? Let me show you here. They crushed the premium essentially because it wasn't moving. So even though DocuSign was staying pretty much the same price, these calls I paid $440. I sold them for $345, which was almost the low. The low went down here. They came down to $266. So, I'm definitely glad I sold them because it just remained flat the rest of the day. It killed the premium, and I overpaid for that. So I realized my mistake, and I just got out of that. But thankfully, I did close out DocuSign to be positive, $115 on the day. Not $2,000, but I'll take it. I'll take it. But bear in mind here, DocuSign is a bit detached again, like the Qs from the 10-day. It was riding it really nice, slow and low, and then we just had this enormous pop. So just be careful. Amazon, I did trade a little bit, was a little bit out of the money. Currently up on that position a little bit here. Now, Amazon is also kind of like DocuSign, detached from the 10-day. I do expect it to pull back maybe to the 2,900 area. Yes, that is a 100-point drop. However, it dropped 56 points today, and it didn't even feel like It felt like it was like 3 points. I mean, it didn't even feel like it was actually 56 points, but it did drop 56 points. It did hold 3,000. I mean, it closed at 3,012 cents today. If you were in a Discord, and I did a contest that whoever guessed the closest to the closing price to Amazon gets a free Domino's pizza, and actually 4 people won. All 4 people were exactly 12 cents away from what the closing price was. So I guess maybe it was a little bit too easy because it closed exactly at a round number, which was 3,000. So I'm expecting Amazon, if the VXX keeps rising, we're showing a little bit of weakness, I expect it to come back down to like the 2,950, 2,900 area. So on Amazon, I am expecting a gap down tomorrow. Now, this trade is just for tomorrow. I did put a debit spread on here. It's pretty far out of the money, so I don't want it to I'm not going to hold on to it long, but this is primarily just for a gap down trade. I bought 2 of the 2,900 puts, and bought 3 of the 2,900 puts, and I shorted 3 of the 2,895 puts. So I have a debit spread. It's a little bit outside the expected move, but if we move down 40, 50 points tomorrow, this will be within the expected move. I'm looking to take profits. I'm not looking forward to get in the money. I'm not looking to get all the way down here to 2,900, just looking for another 50-point drop or so on Amazon. BYND was also another wild one today. So I only made $12 on BYND, but BYND, what happened here? Let me just pull up the chart. Now, BYND is a story of just not being patient enough. I made $12, okay? BYND, I bought it for $4.42, sold them for $4.48. Now, this was another huge run. I was trading the 140 calls, bought them at 9:30, held them for 2 hours. And I said, you know what, I don't even want to watch it anymore. I want to go have lunch. I want to look at some other stuff. I don't want to be glued to the screen here, but wish I definitely was, because these I sold at $4.48. These are the 140 calls. Shortly after I sold, so I sold at 11.23 down here. This was gearing up. These popped from $4.40, $5 all the way up to $8-9 here. So would have been another $1,000 trade here. So the good news is today I was spotting the trades correctly. The execution part is where I failed. Sure, I didn't lose money. Thankfully, I would have been pissed if I lost money and those ran like that. But I had the correct entries, but the exits were not necessarily as clean as I'd like them to be. And BYND, totally my fault. I only made $12 of the trade. I got impatient. I said, I'm done with it. And the main reason why is because it was kind of yanking around here. It's going up and down, up and down, up and down. And then it started to break out, and I closed it like, okay, I closed it right in here. It ripped up to 142, came back down, ripped up again. I'm like, you know what? If this gets rejected, it goes down to 140. I'm going to be down 100, 150. I don't really want to mess with it anymore. So I took my $12 and I got out, and sure enough, that third time it did ramp up into 146. But the good news is we spotted them. Bad news is execution. So we got to work on the execution piece of it. So we still closed green of the day. I mean, it could have been a $2,000 to $3,000 day. Instead, we closed up $400 or $500, which is fine. But the execution part of the entries were very, very good. Exits were not very good. So I got to work on that. Just be mindful of where we're at with, always making yourself better when it comes to trading. Realize what you're doing well, realizing what you're doing poor, what you can work on. And today, entries were very good. Exits were very poor. So, that's pretty much it. I mean, I do have a shop credit spread on there. I am shorting shop. I don't recommend it, mainly because of liquidity reasons. So I am shorting shop right now. But if you're new to trading, don't trade shop. So I'm not going to talk about it too much here. But I am short. I'm also short shop as well, if you saw that in my portfolio. So if you watch this video to the end, comment, watch to the end, hit the like button. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.